Hello everyone, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble news channel. Remember that Bitcoin doesn't close until 8 p.m. Eastern time yesterday, late in the day. That's my time. I think it's 12 UTC, which is the same time there. But the point is that Bitcoin went up late yesterday. That's right, it closed above the center line. That's step 1. Step 2 is Bitcoin Bubble stands out because it is clear and easy to understand. No matter how much you know about crypto or how new you are to it, we've made an experience that anyone can enjoy. We have someone watching us. The author of the best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Hey, Robert Kiyosaki, you poor dad. We'd also like to thank everyone who put their trust in us. We read all of your comments, and the best part is that it's free. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Bubble right now and enjoy the new edge. Let's talk about these things and more in this film. This is a chart of the US dollar. In the end, it was the Fed's choice to change its mind, which pushed the markets down. Then, overnight, the dollar went up instead of down, which obviously helped the markets go up. The dollar is going to go up though. The amount of people who have lost their jobs is part of this. Not having a job claims went out today. They were very low when they came in. It looks like not many people are getting fired, even though hiring is going down a lot. Guys, don't forget how bikes work. Business don't hire people all of a sudden like they did through COVID. Cycles don't work that way. Then with the flip of a coin or a hat, they fire everyone. Loops don't work that way. There are cycles in which companies hire a lot, then less, then just a little, then start laying off a few, then more, and then even more. Yes, that's how cycles work. It's never a deep dive cliff, unless something like COVID happens, which is a black swan event. That's another reason why we haven't seen the firing yet. It doesn't mean there will never be another recession or that the business is fine. Like the story that's being told these days. Okay, that's where we stand with the US dollar. As I said before, I still see the dollar as broken, so I do think it will finally go down. Today, stocks like Nvidia are going up. Basically, everything is getting bid on. But like I said, I'm interested to see where this market goes when it's all over, when we close today, and even if we close above. Remember in 2007. The market was above all-time highs for about 3 to 5 days before it turned over. Let's wait until next week to see what happens. Guys, it's time to talk about Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is so important, I'm going to talk about it right away. So come with me here. Bitcoin, guys, late yesterday afternoon. Don't forget that Bitcoin doesn't close until 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's my time. Don't forget that it's the same time there as it is here, 12 UTC. The point is that Bitcoin had a late day rise yesterday and closed above the pivot line. It ended above. That's the first step. The second step is, do you think it can happen today? If it stays put, it will mean that it has officially broken above the pivot line. From here, it might be able to go up to $68,500, but that was a really cool move. It has risk assets as part of it. I think that part of it is probably the start of these Fed cuts, which are kind of putting it all together. But I think this is mostly a risky move for assets. The stock market is going to get bid on when it gets this high. There is no question about it, okay? Again, keep an eye on that. We'll check out where it ends. The goal for the upside is 68.5 if it does. In the event that it fails to confirm or ever goes back down and confirms below, your 52.6 will come back into play very, very quickly. After the US Federal Reserve cut rates by 0.5%, Bitcoin's value jumped to $62,000 or $600, making people worry about how volatile the future could be for both Bitcoin and the stock market. After the US Federal Reserve cut its interest rate by 0.5% on September 19th, which is a very rare event in its history, Bitcoin went through the roof, reaching $62,600. The drop, which was meant to boost the economy, was only the third time the Fed started a run of rate cuts with such a big drop. CoinGlass says that BTC's rise sold $128 million worth of short positions, showing that the crypto market is moving quickly. Even though BTC is moving up, it is meeting strong opposition. Gel, a well-known trader, said that breaking above $62,500 could mean a greater rise to $65,000. As the market gets closer to key resistance zones, however, experts become more cautious, warning that investors may take profits and use less leverage. Even though the Fed's rate cut seems to increase cash, it could be a sign of deeper economic problems. The Kobayashi letter said that similar cuts happened before big stock market crashes in 2000 and 2007. Within 2 years, the stock market dropped 31% and 26%, respectively. This makes people wonder if the Federal Reserve's positive view of the economy fits with the big change in policy. As you can see, gold also took a big drop yesterday. Gold, we did see that come in nicely here yesterday, but now it's going up again. But take note of how it's still being, you could say, kept under wraps so it doesn't get out. Okay guys, if we go over here and look at the gold chart, it's very clear that you have this support level. Gold tried to get back to it, but it's still stuck. I'm still not sure about this gold move because once more something doesn't seem right if we're not going to have a recession and everything is fine, right? I mean, and again, help me understand the logic. Because if you follow along, I'm finding flaws in the stories. Okay, so the story these days is that, say, there won't be a recession here in the next 6 months or a year. At the very least, we're staying out of this slump that was possible. That makes sense. Then why do people need risk assets? Yes, once more you should see gold going down instead of up. We do know though that central banks all over the world, called Fed banks or Federal Reserve banks, have been buying gold by the truckload. So you have this kind of disjointed story spin where, say, you want to play the there is no recession game, then gold should be going down since the dollar did pretty well yesterday and today it's pretty close to the straight line. That's not going to happen. But on the other hand, silver is really going up in value. The silver chart is also interesting. So let's quickly look at that one. Silver is telling a story, right? So silver, the business is good here. And let's look at that silver chart. You can see that silver is trying to get out by pushing up. The story makes sense when silver is used, but not when gold is used. I just want to make that clear. So there's a little something wrong with that story's foundation. But let's keep an eye on it and see if we close above this line. Please keep an eye out for proof. If it comes, you should go up to 3,250 or even higher. I just don't fully believe it. Once more, I believe this is too simple, correct? After the 50 basis point cut, everything is fine again. Once more, the no landing option is pretty much where we want to go, right? Again, call me a cynic, I've been a trader for 25 years. Too many of these moves from different cycle tops have made me very suspicious of the intentions behind stories and the establishment side. It's impossible for institutions to have sold all of their mega cap stocks yet because there are too many things going on and too much money still in them. Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia all have way too many trillions. They did not unload at all, so they still need to do some. It makes sense that they would want to push it up. Okay, it's time to talk about China. There is a big investment or hedge fund player named Jeffrey Gundlach who came out yesterday and said, hey guys, I'm a big fan, I have money in China. I've already told you that Michael Burry and David Tepper have